Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. We move quickly through the end of November 1985 here in World Class. November 23rd, 1985 is this particular edition, and basically a very basic series of matches here. We kind of are doing some rehash stuff and really an undercard I wouldn't say feast, but certainly not, heavy card stuff. Tommy Montana, who returns against Johnny Mantell. Mantell hasn't been around a long while, so I don't know if he went elsewhere or was injured or what happened there, but he hasn't been around in several months. He returns here, has been a perennial member of the world-class roster for quite a while. Montana comes up early with the advantage and then stays on the arm of Mantell for quite a bit. Comes up and manages to continue to wrestle around with him. They basically struggle over arm bars and wrist locks for several minutes. A leg lock grapevine by Mantell. Montana manages to roll through and up, and we then see Montana with a missing drop kick and 3 count roll up by Mantell with a kind of roll through there and into a modified, I guess, sunset flip reverse type situation. Mantell gets the victory. Hollywood John Tatum up next with Missy Hyatt against Scott Casey. Casey is slowly moving into a position of prominence there, and Missy Hyatt, a big deal. Obviously, the continuation of the storyline between Missy Hyatt and Sunshine is there. Sunshine with Scott Casey. Tatum tends to break the match down a little bit further. Hits a back elbow early and continues to go for things for quite a bit. And, we see several kicks by Tatum. Tatum tries to cut the ring off, uses an interesting, almost, I'd say sit-down clothesline, but it doesn't really make sense. But uses the clothesline and kind of drives him forward. Big chop by Casey. Anyway, sends him to the outside, and an atomic drop on the arena floor. Casey sending Tatum forward. Missy Hyatt trying to interject herself but not get in trouble at the same time is an interesting, I don't know if I'd say visual, but it's there. Then we see a knee by Casey and continues forward with that. Casey catches the foot, an atomic drop on the inside, and all the way around. John Tatum, unhappy and upside down, both literally and figuratively here, breaks the match down into more of a wrestling hold type maneuver. Tatum goes to the outside. Missy Hyatt tries to give words of, I guess, whining. I wouldn't say encouragement. Anyway, Casey takes him all the way around. Sunshine tries to get at Hyatt post-match, and the gentlemen stay beyond that. The victory for Scott Casey does not make Missy happy. The women are kept separate, and until they're not anymore, until they end up going one-on-one with some hair pulling and the like. Obviously, nothing settled there, but they do get a small taste of each other. Tatum is upset with the win, as is Missy Hyatt. We move into the next contest. the grappler, who will become more important here as time goes on, faces Brian Diaz, and grappler is happy with his position in the area. Diaz um, does manage to, look like he's ready to really go, and they do grapple quite a bit. This is a wrestling-based match. I love the grappler. We're mostly known for his time in Portland. Standing switches on the like early. Grappler takes it to the canvas with a side headlock, and Diaz quickly follows up. Back to a vertical base. Diaz almost looks to be in a better situation, as he's kind of just maintaining more head control. Where the head goes, the body follows. Arm drag by Diaz, doesn't get everything he wants, but gets enough of it. Into the arm bar. A body slam attempted by, and executed actually, by the grappler, but Diaz holds onto the arm regardless. And we kind of see things keep going there. And a big body slam. And again, ultimately, we kind of do see a pattern forming where the arm is stayed on by Diaz. This does not please by any stretch of the imagination the grappler. Grappler is in that arm hold for several minutes, probably about 4 or 5 minutes just on an arm bar, which is what I love about old school working. I know people think it's boring, but to me it's fascinating that crowds used to react to holds like they do in UFC in a wrestling context. That I find fascinating, useful, and something that people today could definitely learn from. Grappler with a big body slam in the middle of the ring when he finally gets free, and he picks his man back up only to take him back down for that reverse chinlock. Then we see Diaz again going a little off kilter, and big hip toss out of the corner. 1, 2, and no. And, kind of see the continuation of more basic wrestling body slam. And the grappler goes to the top rope and goes for the top rope maneuver, but gets slammed off the top. Meanwhile, Diaz with a big body splash, or attempt at one. Grappler raises the knees, gets the pinfall, gets the win. There is a confrontation up next, again, in an interview situation between Chris Adams and Kevin Von Erich. Von Erich basically says he hopes to rid everybody of the dynamic duo. Kerry and Kevin end up brawling with both, and again, nothing gets settled there. They kind of continue to brawl around in a non-typical arena. Kerry and the one-man gang going at it again to close the program here. And Gang again by himself, but I think he's a little more dangerous. Kerry with a new red ring jacket, which is a little different than the yellow that he normally wears. Kerry just a couple of weeks away from having having been choked out with the chain. Gang takes it to the outside and immediately sends Kerry into the steel post. They brawl around for a long time on the outside of the ring. Kerry finally gets back into the ring after jamming Gang's arm into the steel, among other things. There's actually a corner of the ring that looks like, at least in this contest, I don't know if it's falling apart or a board's exposed or both. Kerry goes for the Iron Claw. Doesn't get what he wants out of that at first. Kerry sends the Gang into the buckle. Gang gets hung up on the top turnbuckle, giving Kerry a chance to go to town on the big man, and that doesn't settle up very well. and several kicks from Kerry brings the man back into the ring. Kerry kind of goes back to work on the arm, which seems a little late in the match for that. But needless to say, with only about 3 or 4 minutes remaining in the program, Gang takes back over. Gang then tries to put Kerry away, but does not manage to do so as Kerry sends him upside down in the ropes and kind of ties him up a bit. He actually gets caught with his boot actually gets torn open there, and the Gang wandering around on the outside rather aimlessly. Kerry is less than satisfied, but Kerry is declared your victor actually declared a no contest with chairs and whatnot in the ring. Continuation of craziness here in World Class as we almost are done with November. Till next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.